is someone I got to know in his first year. He was a member of my 2015 Fellows Project cohort, and he, as an individual inside of that group, was a particularly influential person for me, but I also think for the students who joined him in that experience, because he is an incredible listener. First, I think that is something in our world that's not as valued as perhaps it should be. But you never feel like he's not participating, even when he's listening. I think he's very present in all that he does, which again, I think is a rare thing that is not to be taken for granted, especially as a teacher, and certainly also as fellow students who are inside of conversations that are often difficult to have. Jacob has done many things with the honors program and inside of his department, but highlights, I think in particular, were most interesting this last fall. He spent a semester abroad in Sweden, which is also where he was working on his Goldwater application, which takes an enormous amount of discipline to do that without the rest of your nominee cohort for support, for workshops, that sort of experience. But he took the job on and did a great job. And yesterday we found out that he is a 2017 Goldwater Scholar. He was able to earn this scholarship through research he has done with a variety of really genuinely incredible primary investigators. Maybe there are private investigators too on the side, I'm not sure about that. But he has settled on a great relationship with Dr. Kai Fu, an astronomer and physicist who is working with him on studying the violent evolution of galaxies in the early universe, or dark matter. Hopefully he'll be telling us a little bit about that when he is here in just a few seconds. I just want to thank Jacob for his investment in everything he's done with the program, as well as in helping me really actively look at how to improve and restructure the Fellows Project as an opportunity. It's a relatively new thing for us as a program, and it has been an experiment from the start, and I think there's been a handful of students that I work with who've really taken it seriously and seen it as such, and Jacob is definitely one of those. He's been a great sounding board and kind of collaborator in thinking of new ways to shape that experience, which hopefully will benefit the students in the future. So let's welcome Jacob.
As Kelly said earlier, how are you? It's not a simple question. But what's the fun in a simple question? As scientists and as artists, we should strive to explore the world around us and ourselves. We should probe the vast universe and maybe learn something about ourselves along the way. Honors at Iowa encourages something called experiential learning. This means that we need to get out of the classroom and get involved with research, internships, or whatever else. But because of this prompting, I got involved with research early, and that's given me a vast array of experiences that have really shaped my experience at Iowa. When I started research my freshman year with Dr. Halakis, I knew I wanted to do computational physics. I wanted to do simulation work and study and create mini universes where I could test whatever I was doing. So we devised a plan where I could create a simulation of the atmosphere of Jupiter's moons. We're going to maybe put a spacecraft there one day. And this experience was great at first. I was excited to be doing any part of research. But after a while, I grew dissatisfied. I couldn't figure out why. It wasn't the group. Dr. Halakis was great. The graduate students were very welcoming, and they were all very eager to answer my questions. But I just couldn't put my finger on it. So I persevered, thinking that, oh, maybe all of the payoff comes at the end of the project. And because Dr. Halakis is a celebrity among space physicists. But it wasn't until I started doing an honors project in my astronomy course that I realized why. I was working with there were very, very small dips in their brightness that told us a planet across the front. This is very exciting. You're looking for where ET lives. But after a while, but this helped me realize that what I wanted to do was work with real data. The simulations were too artificial for me. I was creating a simulation. I knew just how fake it was, and it just wasn't satisfying in that way. And so working with real data was now a new exciting thing that I knew I wanted to do. After a while, this experience kind of grew tiring. We always knew what to expect. Looking at a star, you can basically predict exactly what's going to happen when the planet crosses in front. So the experiment started to feel like being in the classroom, where nothing new was happening. It didn't feel like research. And so I began at that point to question whether or not I wanted to actually do research. This is 2 experiences in a row where I haven't had a great time. It wasn't fulfilling. But I gave it one more go. I started working with Dr. Fu. As Kelly said, we have a great relationship now. Working with Dr. Fu to study the violent evolution of galaxies has been the most exciting and challenging thing I've ever done. And it's only because of these other experiences that I know this is what I want to do. I've been afforded the opportunity to find out that I want to study extragalactic physics, that I want to do things that are on the edge of models and observations. We bring together what other people simulate, and we try to find it with the world's most advanced telescopes. And it's never easy. You're looking for a blip that's slightly bigger than just the background noise. But it's exciting, and it ties together everything that I want to do. So I have to thank experiential learning for encouraging me to get involved early and affording me this time to find out what exactly I wanted to do. I encourage all of the other students, as you continue, to think about what you're doing at all points and see if it satisfies you. Maybe there's something else that would be better. Depth of experience is good, but breadth is what teaches you about yourself, and it gives you the knowledge to know that this is what you want to do, this is what's fulfilling, and this is how you want to work. Thank you.
We've now made official the awards, and we've given them our public recognition. So students, I hope indeed that they are inspiring for you to keep you on the same course moving forward. And we recognize our students all the time. You might recognize we have 5 award winners, this faculty and staff awards for them here one more time. We can now move to the informal recognition, and we have refreshments. This will be downstairs in the vitamin restrooms, or another 2 floors down from here. So downstairs in the lobby area, we'll have light refreshments. We have the space until 4 o'clock, I believe. Yes, okay. So we can do some informal mingling at that point, so we're recognizing the student awardees. You can please pick up your certificates here at the front of the room before we do that. So thank you.